Hello everyone, so this is video number 2. Today I'm going to be showing you smoky eyes, so this is what everyone's asked me to do really. So I'm actually doing it from completely fresh face today, so you are officially seeing me with not a single bit of makeup on. I'm going to start with just putting some moisturiser on. I'm yet to use Younique's moisturiser. I will be trying that eventually, but at the moment I always use Simple, mainly because I've used it for years and it's just always worked for me. I'm quite lucky in that I have quite fresh skin anyway. So put a little bit of that on to start with, and whenever you're doing smoky eyes you want to start without putting your foundation on, just in case you get any of the eyeshadow pigments on your cheeks. So obviously that spoils your base if you've already put foundation on and then got grey or black eyeshadow on top. So always start off fresh faced. So normally I would put a primer on. I've used the Younique one and I've used one also from Rimmel London. I prefer the Younique one if I'm honest, mainly due to the fact that it's just smoother on the skin, whereas the Rimmel London one's very heavy on the skin and very thick, just doesn't feel nice, whereas the Younique one's very soft, very light, and it does make your makeup last all day as well. I'm not putting those on today because I'm not actually keeping the makeup on, so it's no point really in wasting it. So just a little bit of moisturiser for me. So to start with, I'm actually going to put a light brown colour on. Well, I say light brown, between light and dark brown really. So it depends on how dark you want your smoky eyes. So I'm just going to be using kind of a mid-brown colour to start with, which is from the Younique palette, Addiction number 1, and it's called Chipper. So it's the one just in the middle. So I'll be putting that on first of all. So this is just a good base really to start, and it's good for those that may not use really dark colours, because I know some people are scared of using black, for example, because it can look a bit extreme on some people's skin tones. With the brown, I would say just try not to put too much on to start with, and if you want to build it up more then that's fine, but like as I've done it quite dark at the moment, so this is more of an extreme look if you like. If you want to blend it, so I've got some sharp roundness to it, just take a larger brush. So this one I've used is quite big anyway, but if you want to really blend it, just use one that's slightly fatter, just to get in those edges and smoothing it out a little bit so it's not giving your eye too much of a sharp shape basically. So that's your base, and just keep that soft round motions just to really blend it in really nicely. So the main thing with smoky eyes really is just blending it as well as you can and keeping that going. So if I wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic, I could put more on now if I wanted to, but I don't want to make that any darker than it already is really, because I'm going to then be putting a grey shadow on. So what I'll do is I'll do one eye to start with, just so you can see the full effect on one. So that's the brown shade to start with. As I said, if you want a more extreme look you can add more. If you want a more natural look then start with a lighter base and build it from there. So like in the palette for example, you could use the really light shade at the far end there on Elated, and that's just a really, really pale colour, and then just add the grey on top of that, so it's more of a grey than a brown, so to speak. So because this is the only palette I've got for Younique, I'm actually using a L'Oreal Paris eyeshadow in matte, which is just a really dark grey, really, almost charcoal colour. So what I would say with this is just build it on top. So start from the outside, and again you can add as much as you want, so if you want to keep adding it on and adding it on until it's as dark as you want it, that's fine. And just add that on top of the brown. So as you can see, it's slowly getting darker. If you wanted to make it really, really smoky, you could add then black on top of this as well. But I think for the look we're going for, I'm trying to make it so everyone could wear it, really. So I would say that's probably the top base done. If you want to add a bit more definition to your eyes, as I said, you could use the Elated shade on the Addiction palette and just put that under your eyebrow here, just to add that little bit of definition. And if you go back in again with a big brush and just blend everything in once again, make sure you've not got any sharp lines or anything like that. Blend it right into the crease. That's the main area where it collects, really. So just do it like that. So, and then you want to start looking at your bottom line. So I like to use something slightly thinner for this. So as you can see, it's a very thin brush. As I'm looking down here, I'm just kind of taking off any excess eyeshadow off there, so you're not throwing powder everywhere. Luckily, probably for the first time, I've not got any eyeshadow under my eye, which kind of goes against the tip that I said at the beginning, but hey, there's always these things to test you. So underneath, you want to be able to make a good shape. So what I would normally say is just take a little bit on one of these thin brushes, like so, and then just take it into the eyelash line underneath. It just opens it up and really makes that smoky look come out. So if you want to add more definition, you can always wet the brush just to make it that little bit darker if you wanted to. That goes the same for if you want to use any eyeshadow as an eyeliner. Just wet the brush, make sure it's a thin one like this, and you can add that in. So that is that little bit there. I like as well, if I don't want it too dark, to just add something a little bit shimmery or light into the corner of the eye, just to open it up a little bit, because you are putting a lot of darkness in there. For this one, I like to use Brassy on the Younique palette. Now just take a little bit, again using that little thin brush, and just put it right into the corner of the eye. Now if you want to make it more shimmery across the top of the eyelid, you can, of course, so you just add a bit more of this in. But as you can see, it just opens up that corner, so you've not got too much darkness going on. And then what I would suggest is go back in with your big brush and just blend that out like that, just so it's not all collected in one. And then I also like to use a blender, so you can get these brushes with the thin brush on the end and then the blender at the other end. Obviously, if you've got a pencil, you can use a pencil and then smudge that in. But I would say that is pretty much a nice basic smoky eye really. So I'm now also going to go in and just show you how to use the 3D Fiberlash Mascara again. This time it's from scratch, so I've not already got a layer or anything on, so you'll be able to see exactly how it works. So as I said, first of all you're wanting to put on the transplanting gel, which is the first stage. So make sure you're putting a good even layer on, and you want a good quality mascara when you're putting on smoky eyes, because otherwise it looks like you've not got any eyelashes, and you need that there to frame your face really. So again, don't try and seem to do it whenever I'm on video, just decide to just put myself in the face. So that is the gel going on. As you can see, I mean, if you wanted to, you could just use this as a mascara on its own, because it's quite good really. But obviously we're wanting the full impact because it's smoky eye. And so that's the transplanting gel on. And then next we want the fibres. As I said, it's like almost putting fake eyelashes on. You want to make sure you get right in there. You can see it building up. Nice big lashes. Which, as I said, that's what you need when you're putting on smoky eyes. Just make sure you've not got any clumps or anything. Keep it going, just adding where you see you need it. And I did have one lady ask me to do a close-up on the lashes, so just so everyone can see, that is what the lashes look like in comparison to my normal lashes. As you can see, big difference. I'll probably put 2 coats on just so you can see the full extent of the lashes, but I would say that is pretty much done, and then just leave that to stick to the transplanting gel, and then once that's dry then put the gel back on, which I'll just give that a second. So I'll probably fast forward it so you're not watching me do both, but at least you can see this. I really like this grey on top of the brown because there's a slight shimmer there, and it's just a nice, more natural smoky eye, so you're not going too deep. I may at the end, if I decide, just put some black shadow on there just so you can see the difference. So I'll just then put my second layer of gel, just to get these fibres set completely, iron out any clumps there might be, and just make sure it's as good as it can be really. Now if I look, now you can see the size of my lashes there just from the side, compared to my other lashes, which, being blonde, are pretty much non-existent when they've not got any mascara on, so this is a lifesaver for me really, and it's really quick and easy to do, and it doesn't feel too heavy either. You know, you can get some mascaras where you put them on and they're really thick and clumpy. It almost feels like your eyes will glue together, but considering you're putting 2 layers of gel and 1 layer of fibres on, it doesn't feel like it's weighing your eyelids down, which is really nice. And I think it looks quite natural as well. So I'll carry on and do my other eye, and then I'll just show you how to finish up the look. So I will add just a little bit of a dark, well, I say a dark, I mean a black on, just so you can see the difference. Then this is actually a palette by Soap and Glory, which is Glamour Push, which I really like actually. And that's just the selection you get. So you've got in there a liquid eyeliner, mascara, lip gloss, blusher and 3 eyeshadows. In there is a shimmery black eyeshadow, which I actually adore. And what I'm using for this actually is one of the padded iPads, one of these. I don't know if that's what they're really called, but that's what I call them. And just dab it on where you want it. So for me, I'm thinking put it in the corners here. So just to kind of define it a little bit. Now, when you think about smoky eyes, they are quite, well, they're supposed to be sexy. And you need to think of kind of the feline, almost. Now, this is where I said that not having the foundation on would help, which is, it has, because I've just got black all over my face and I've managed to just draw a line there, so it helps a lot in that sense. And I'm just blending this in, just into the crease in the corner. Now you can see how much of a difference that makes from one eye to the other. So, and you can just keep adding it. So if you want to make it darker, go for it. This is more if you were going on a night out, I guess, whereas the other one you could wear every day if you wanted to. So I'm just literally going all the way over now. So this is a really, really dark colour. But I really like it, if I'm honest. And luckily, having that eyeshadow just under the brow bone helps just to give me a bit of shape. And you can still see my lashes. Now, at this point, using black, you've got to kind of think, well, do I need more mascara? And I think at this point, yes, because if you compare the two, just makes it stand out a little bit more. So, perfect. That is the darker look. As you can see, very much a very black look. I've still kept the little shimmer in the corner there, just to, as I said, open those eyes. If you've got big eyes like me, you can put some black eyeliner just in your waterline if you want to make it a little bit darker. But if you want to keep your eyes open, I'd suggest not putting that in there because it can close your eyes if you've got smaller eyes. And if you have got smaller eyes and you want to open them up a little bit more, you can put white eyeliner just inside your eye, and that'll help open it up a little bit. And just put a little bit more shimmer maybe around the corners just to keep it as open as possible, because you are going to be putting a lot of dark eyeshadow on. So now we've got the eyeshadow done, so you just, because we've not done any foundation, just wipe underneath. If you want more of a kind of pointed feline look, you can always just use a wipe to add a bit more of a corner to your eye, which I quite like to do. It just gives it that bit more shape. And then I would normally then go in with foundation and concealer. So you can see I'm quite red on my face. Normally I can get away with just wearing concealer, so I'm just gonna do that for you now, just so you can see a more finished look. So I'm actually using Rimmel London Match Perfection in Ivory, which again I have yet to use my Younique ones, but of course I'll let all you guys know what it's like when I do. And then, yeah, I think that looks fine just with foundation for me. I still look a little bit red, but it looks quite fresh. I quite like it. Now, because you don't want to overdo the rest of your face when you've got smoky eyes, so I'm just going to use my eyeshadow pad again where I've still got some of the black left on, and just go in. I'm going to go back in with a little shimmer just to put that back in so you can see that again. So, that's the slightly darker look with the smudges underneath as well, just so you can really see that definition there. So, with any smoky eye, obviously you can do it up a lot if you want to, but the natural look is to go for a nude lip. So I'm using Younique lip gloss in Luxe, which is just a really, really nice nude colour. Obviously if you want to really, really do it up, then you can always go for red lips if you're feeling really adventurous, but I'm just going with the nude lip. There we go. So that is your finished smoky eye look. I hope you like it. I'll put a link to all the products somewhere, probably under the video, and you can take a look, see what they look like, how much they are, all those kind of things. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, what other videos you'd like me to do, just any kind of feedback, good or bad, I'll take it on board. And have a good Friday night, guys. Cheers.